I'm sorry, you caught us on our little lunch break we had.
That's fine. I mean, I'm a little late. I wanted to try to get here a little earlier, but I got held up. So.
It's all, I mean, literally, like, super fine. So we obviously have, like, the stack of CRTs here. Every single one is just going to have the same image on them.
Okay.
So these are just going to be Rorschach tests, inkblot tests. And you're just going to, there's a remote right on the windowsill right there if you want to grab it. So you're going to have control of like your own pace of like how fast you're going through this. The center button is the only one that works, is the mouse.
Let's move that into
So if you just want to do, so when you're pointing the clicker, if you just want to do a test click towards the laptop area over there, and it should change. Yep.
Okay.
So we're going to do 3 rounds of Rorschach tests. You're just going to tell us like what you see on the screens, in the images, and this is essentially just to like warm your mind up to start making connections and everything for the questions.
Okay.
Me and Silas are going to be in the room for the inkblot test and everything, and then when we get to the questions, we're going to leave the room, and you're just going to be here with the camera and the questions and your thoughts and your words.
Okay.
Yeah. And the questions, there's 40 of them about. Don't feel the need to answer like every single one if one of them isn't like speaking to you.
Sure.
And if there's one that's like, I want to spend 5 minutes, you decide like you're just talking about and you spend 5 minutes on it, it's great. If there's one that's like, don't care, skip it. And there's a couple things for you to be aware of is just like, obviously we're like recording. If we're going to be producing an exhibition at the end of the year using this footage and the results from all of this.
Okay.
If you don't want like your likeness or anything to be included in that, we have the option for you to like transcript. We can transcript it instead, so just your answers would be in it, just to make you comfortable if like you just didn't feel comfortable like talking about a specific thing on camera in front of people, or if there was just a little part that you wanted to like cut out, you could let us know, like if there was something, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
It's not necessary. Nobody has like told us to do that yet, but it's just we're giving you the like just letting you know that that's an option for you. And then when me and Silas leave the room, so there's a VHS player right there, just recording. If it happens to you hear it start to rewind, or if the tape pops out, that means that it's like it stopped recording. The tape ran out. So just come downstairs and just let us know, and we'll like fix it.
Okay.
That was the spiel. That was a lot of crap. But yeah, so you can feel free to start like telling us what you see on the screens.
Okay. This to me is like it's a prison, but it's also filled with television sets. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see if that.
Is it,
maybe.
Yeah.
There we go. I just got to be a little bit
Sometimes,
more pointed.
sometimes it'll take two.
I'm too passive.
Pointing at the ceiling.
Yeah, that'll work. I don't know. This one looks like it looks like to me I see like angel wings protruding. There's a spinal cord running down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of blood. I don't know, like it's like a bird's eye view of a splash in a lake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'll like really basic kind of images I'm pulling. it's a soul split by a mirror. Yeah.
How do you like see the soul?
Well, the soul is the whole image.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two figures split down the middle, and the mirror is like the kind of prisms
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by black, and then maybe the soul is also kind of the two black lines within the white prism,
Yeah.
split in half. Yeah, it's like two seemingly different worlds, but they're also the same.
Mm-hmm.
This is my sleep paralysis demon.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like to me it's some kind of face, or maybe it's a mask.
Mm-hmm. But you get the feeling like it's watching you and you can't like move a little bit. Like as far as like the sleep paralysis.
I mean, that's just like a
bit of a joke.
bit of a joke,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
That's just what my brain goes to. My brain is broken, so I just immediately.
Oh, you're talking to
Totally.
you're talking to the right people. Have you seen what we're putting you through?
No, it's like a. I mean, there's a figure behind it. It's a figure behind some kind of mask.
Mm-hmm.
And the mask is, I think rather sinister looking,
Mm-hmm.
which is where like the paralysis demon kind of idea comes from.
For sure.
I don't know, like. The hills have eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much what I find interesting about, this is a bit of a tangent.
Sure.
What I find interesting about Rorschach stuff, or really anything like picking apart abstract imagery, for me it's like it's always more about, I guess, the feeling than than putting together a concrete idea of what something might be. So this is like an interesting exercise because typically that's not the way my brain works.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying like you're getting, instead of like more so images, you're more so getting like emotions from them?
Yeah, it's more like, well, like how does this, when I'm looking at this, like how does this make me feel, like in an abstract sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. This is like, yeah, there's some kind of, this almost has like sexual undertones to me, in a weird way. We'll move on. This is like the field in Kentucky that I slept in when I was driving to Nashville one time. So what this looks like.
You slept in a field?
Yeah, yeah. Like in my car.
Mm-hmm.
There's a friend of mine lives out there on a farm, and I just slept in my car at his place. And I don't know, that's just what I thought of immediately when I saw this. It's like isolation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, this is like rather brutalist to me. It almost looks like, it has like a feeling of kind of, I get like a feeling of like fascistic industrialization and like just a really gray, oppressive world.
Yeah.
That's what I see there. And then this I get like, there's like opulence, but it's like opulence in death. So I see skulls and faces that are almost like melting away. But it almost looks like an altar as well. I feel like I'm getting very vague
No, you're absolutely not.
descriptions.
You're doing you're doing great, and yeah, you're expand. Honestly, just to give you context, you're expanding more than the average person.
This kind of looks like, this actually, about half of it reminds me of an album cover
Mm-hmm.
of an album cover from from Paul Banks, where it's just like a photo of a building that's under construction. It's almost what looks like is behind um, sort of an upside down face in the middle. Although I guess if you look at it from a different perspective, the face is the right way. It has this like protrusion off the top of his head. But it also kind of looks like a dog head in a way.
As if there's like some sort of like feather or crystal on top.
Yeah. This is what the ceiling at Target looks like.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, this is, I just came out of hell, and this is what was above me. There's someone at work here, kind of split, you know. Yeah, that's what I see. Somebody at work, but that they're also in some way being like pushed. There's another part of them being pushed out. I don't know. I can't. I'm not really drawing a whole lot out of this one for some reason.
That's okay.
I see images. I see faces. But outside of that, it doesn't really speak that much to me.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me. This one also kind of has like a feeling of, just kind of down the middle, has a feeling of like a church or some kind of, yeah. So there's like some kind of religious thing that I'm getting out of this one. It's really just the lines and the way everything kind of like comes up down the middle and like towers over you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like.
Kind of this long hallway, and I always see a bit of like stained glass and.
Yeah, you can kind of see there's the white blotches on the sides, but to me I can kind of see through that, and like there's pews.
Mm.
This is some kind of gathering, but the people that are there aren't facing one another. Almost like they're there out of it's like obligatory. Everybody's at work in this. The three figures that I see, they all have to be there, and they're there, but like they don't necessarily want to be. This is like the world turtle, but only a bit of it.
World turtle?
Yeah, it's like I don't know, this is like a massive, this is a small piece of a larger image of a giant turtle man.
Okay.
Which is very silly. In context of all the other answers I've given, this one just seems, it gives me that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one that's like kind of sleep paralysis demon thing. That's what I'm getting.
Where do you see the demon?
Well, it's just that it's not so much. It's more just like
Just like-
I guess it's just the outlining features of what might be like at least culturally considered kind of scary looking figure. Like I see like sides of like spiky hair, and then in that I see like I keep hitting the pop filter, and that I see like white skin underneath it, which it's all black and white anyway, but yeah, I don't know, that's kind of with
Yeah.
weird like very big round blacked out eyes.
That was the last one of that round. We're gonna go to a different slideshow, and it'll be more ink blots. We'll be doing more of the same thing,
Okay.
but they'll just be produced in a slightly different manner. So these are more so grayscale. The other ones are more black and white. So feel free to do essentially the same thing you were just doing with
Okay.
these images.
Do you can I have like a bottle of water,
That's
or is
you.
this one
That's
mine?
you right there. Yeah.
Okay.
I did not mention it, but yeah.
I just saw it.
That was something I was supposed to add to the spiel at the beginning. I was like, yeah, and you got
That's
a
fine.
water if you're.
I have peripheral vision. I don't
Yeah.
really use it all that often, but it's there. Okay. This one's kind of cool. I like this image. It's like more organic looking. It's very round. There's like kind of a smile towards the top that comes down. It's like this one feels very, very welcoming to me for some reason.
We had somebody previously with this one. We said had sort of like an Adventure Time kind of character vibe that they had. Like,
Yeah, it's like the soft features. If you were to relate it to something, I'm trying to not like relate things explicitly to, but like I could see that.
Yeah.
That didn't come to mind necessarily, but yeah, it's like the soft features and the roundness of the figure, and it looks like it has noodle arms. This one is also very cool. It has like an earthen feel. It's like yeah, it looks like a rock slab or something like that. You would see like in a canyon looking up. It's this is like a cave. It's like the entrance to a cave somewhere in Norway, where in a different timeline my black metal band would be practicing. This is like there's like a bit of a maybe half torso figure at the bottom that's a shirt and tie. It looks like me with my head lopped off. But then over top of that is like, to me it looks like the bottom of like a Victorian kind of dress. And that body is underneath it, kind of coming up into like a corset there. And to me here, I see a chandelier hanging over maybe like a dinner set. The table's empty. Well, the chairs are empty, but the table is set. I don't know. It's a dinner for ghosts. There's like sets of eyes kind of stacked on top of one another. I don't see much more than that. but it just feels really like there's a lot of faces staring at you, peering into your soul. This one's interesting. To me, this kind of appears as some kind of owl. Like, I don't know, from the tail feathers at the bottom kind of going up, and it's looking down. It's looking down upon its prey. And this is birth. That's what this is. I see a courtyard somewhere. This is like a tower in a courtyard. That also kind of has like a bird-like quality to it.
A bird, you said?
Yeah, kind of towards the bottom. It almost had that same imagery, I thought. Now this I kind of see two things. On one hand, initially, I see like the thing at the bottom almost looks like a little lizard. And this is like a partial image. I'm almost like filling in the gaps where there's like a lizard and he's just like chilling on a rock somewhere. But also, it could be the underside of a shark. It's kind of what I see a little bit too.
Sort of like the Jaws poster.
Yeah. This is like kind of this is kind of what I feel like when I'm running and like listening to music. I see headphones kind of on the sides at the top, but then it's just legs, and that's all that exists in that moment. As I've transcended to being nothing but ears receiving Bluetooth frequencies, and my legs hitting the pavement.
That's a beautiful answer.
And most people say it's a duck wearing headphones.
Oh, I didn't see that. I could kind of see that now.
Yeah. That was my favorite answer for that. Even though I like the fact that we've just like me and Salas have just associated a duck with that one for months now, but the idea of just...
Like we could do an edit where it's like 16 people saying a duck wearing headphones, and then at the end it's just like you becoming like the most poetic statement about running and music.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh, this is there's like a, I don't know, this is like some kind of, I see like a dog kind of in the middle, almost like a dog head. Very, very harsh geometry to it, like it's not organic. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. This is another one where I see like limbs, really, like I mean, it's really blatant to me, the imagery of just arms and legs kind of existing, floating through like an oil spill.
So that was the last one of that round. Do you have any problem with flashing lights whatsoever?
No,
all
probably
good?
not. I don't think so.
Okay. So Silas.
Historically speaking, no.
Historically speaking. So Silas is going to do some live glitch work, and
Okay.
so you won't use the remote for this. Just tell us what you see as it goes.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna slam the door.
Christ, Silas.
While we get into position.
There's like, it's like two goth bunnies in a club that's an old chapel converted to an 80s dance hall. And now we're moving into artificial intelligence overlords. It's HAL. It's the first like cultural reference I'll make myself. It's yeah. Now HAL is overseeing the dance club. And it's Big Brother kind of dictating culture based on what he likes, not based on what naturally people might gravitate towards. As we pull out into almost like an ocean is what I see. Sort of shifting times of day over the water. Then we start to move from that into rolling hills. And despite the color changes, I see fields of green. But that also has to do with the change in color based on the morphing image. And somewhere within the hills, nestled in some kind of valley, there's a lake. And at the lake,
We can cut it. Okay.
okay.
So that will be it as far as like the images and everything goes. So we're gonna switch over to the question slideshow now. And at that point, me and Silas are gonna leave the room.
Okay.
So we'll either be downstairs in the living room or in the car outside. Like I said before, if you just hear anything with the VHS tape, or it pops out or ejects, just come and get us.
Okay.
Or alternatively, just whenever you're finished, you come and get us. And just try to interpret the questions however you feel natural, and enjoy yourself. Have a good time.
I'll do my best.
Do your best. That's all I can ask you. All right.
Real quick,
Yeah.
we want to test the
The
remote.
remote again?
One more time. I just want to make sure that we're not losing it. Oh, we got one more.
Am I hitting the button?
Yeah. Good thing we checked. Let's try one more. Love it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. Try your best, as you said.
Well, I'll try my best to have a good time. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure I'll answer the questions.
That'll do. Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna have a sip of water. What do you do? Breathe mostly is what I do, and think, live in contemplation. I live in many worlds. Um, Aspirationally, I live in some kind of an art world, but I live mostly in the world that's placed before me. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. I care. Um, but you might not. When did it happen? Well, I guess I will pick the it here, and also not explain what it was. But I would say it happened roughly a decade ago, or roughly 2 decades ago, depending on your perspective on what it really is. What do you like about them? Well, there are a lot of things to like. Particularly style and taste, kind of sense of humor. There's like an air of confident humility, which I really admire and try to strive for myself. And also, like, within that, like, confident naivete, which I find rather attractive. That's what I like. I hope I got there in time, but unfortunately, I don't think I did. There are a lot of things that I did miss the boat on because I was busy, like, being in 5th grade instead of being in New York City. But why did I say yes? This is a question I ask myself fairly regularly. I often question my decision making. Not always to like a detrimental standpoint, but I don't know. In this instance, I said yes because I had a free afternoon. Were you there for them? Now this one's interesting because I had to wait for the image to slide across the screen all the way. No, I'm never there for anybody. And I did it because I wanted to. I would say I am okay by my standards. Others might say I'm quite well, and others might say I'm quite unwell, but I would say I'm fine. What did I offer? The world. Who are they? There's so many. And so much. Everything and nothing all at once. I'm frankly sorry for very little of what I've done. Then again, I don't think I've done much wrong. Is this it? I certainly hope this isn't it. There's so much more that I would like from this, whatever this is. And I don't even necessarily mean this right now, the here in this room, speaking to television sets and a VCR recording me. This is not it. I see 6 television sets displaying vague questions. I also see blue skies at the end of February, which is nice. What do I like about it? Well, what I like about this is the option of having complete disconnect between sentences, which is often how I write or even kind of go about my life, usually on a week-to-week basis. There are many things that I like about many things. Contrary to popular belief, because I am often a very harsh critic. No, frankly, I did not do a good job. I did an excellent job. Are you different? I don't think so. I don't think I'm a particularly special case in anything, if I'm being completely honest. But that said, that is only because I think everybody has the capacity to conduct their lives in such a way as I have. And so I don't think I am all that different from really anyone. But I don't know. What's the point? Well, the point is to satiate your own needs and desires in the most immediate and healthy way possible. And that's it. That's all there is to it. There's no other point that matters, or no other point that is worth dwelling on. Because everything else is made up. I think the way that I do because it is the way that has been necessary for me to think in order to survive. Which ultimately I think is the way anybody thinks. It is the way that was most efficient for them to not die between the ages of 0 and however old they are at the time. I am Elliot Allen McAndrew. That is me. What would I like? Well, right now, at this very moment, which I will get at some point after this, right now what I would like is lunch a cup of black coffee and a cigarette. Are you pissed? But depending on who you ask, yes, but no. Although people often think that I'm upset, and I think that's just because I carry myself in a kind of particular way. But I'm actually typically pretty lighthearted. I just have a chronic case of resting bitch face, and I dress in black. Am I scared? There are some things very, let's say, esoterically, that I find myself afraid of at times. However, typically in the moment, when I'm conducting myself in the world outside of the walls that I call my home, I don't ever really think about it. What? It's one of my favorite words. Was it the right thing to do? Again, this is a question I ask myself fairly regularly. I think it's a question many people ask themselves. It's a very natural thing to question your life choices, especially when you have the time to question your life choices. And I think that often it is a fruitless question, and there really is no right or wrong thing to do, except for whatever construct of right and wrong you have you sort of built in your mind, which again is largely informed by decisions you may have needed to make, or decisions that may have been made for you so that you're still alive. Are you there? No, I'm here. I'm not there. Sometimes I'm there, but right now I'm here. Why not? Well, because I don't want to. When will it come true? What is true? What's true is already true. So there really is no when, because it already is, and always will be, and has been. It's more of a question of when will I, or the subject in question, recognize truth and internalize it. Not much is different. I find that things well and truly do remain the same, just distorted by context and the passage of time. I'm trying to think of something I said no to recently. And I can't think of anything in particular, but oftentimes the reason I say no is simply because I don't want to. Do I see it working out? Excuse me while I take a sip of water. I'm rather dehydrated actually, because while earlier I said that I wanted lunch and a black cup of coffee and a cigarette, very shortly before arriving here I drank 2 cups of black coffee and smoked a cigarette. But you can never have too much black coffee. It is the way to live. This is a complete tangent, but as through the eyes of one of my biggest inspirations. The art life is you drink coffee, you smoke cigarettes, and you paint. So, applying something like that to my own life makes things rather interesting and fulfilling in a way. But there are many things that I see working out, and there are also several that I recognize the potential of them not working out. Who? You. Whoever is watching this at this moment in time, during the editing process or the exhibition, it is you. And that is the only who. And everything else is a being that exists within their own reality, but through your perspective only really exists from your eyes, as you do to them. I am here, as I stated earlier. I am not there. I am here. How long until then? Well, I live fairly momentarily, so I would say the next then is but a few hours from now. Why did you stop? Usually I stop because it's tiresome and I no longer find satisfaction from the thing that I am ceasing. When? Now. Was it wise? Wisdom is a tricky thing. I find many things are often not wise through my perspective, but maybe wise through the eyes of others. So, to answer the question with another question, who cares? And to answer that question from earlier, no one cares. Wisdom, I think, is a little bit... Wisdom, I think, is a little bit overblown in people's minds. Some might say that that's a wise thing that I have said. Others would just call me pretentious. And I think that's it. It appears... Oh, I don't know if this is still going. I can't remember if I answered this. What did you get from it? Well, I got experience and a story to tell, maybe an emotion to express, and I got a bottle of water. Where? Here. How about that? Now this one I didn't answer, so I know it's not over. Although there was a weird break there. I don't know if that was intentional. Yeah, how about that? You know, it is rather interesting, the position I found myself in recently, and the people that I've met and associations that I've begun to form that even just a few years ago I would have had no idea would exist. So how about that? Oh, I might. So now I've reached another point where I'm not sure if that's it, because I'm trying to hit the button and nothing's happening. But I mean, how about that? This is a rather interesting project, as I'm going to continue to hit the button, not wondering whether or not it's working, because there were some technical difficulties. I will just say that this is a rather interesting project. I am curious to see how it unfolds and kind of what the final product looks like. And I think it's rather interesting that I was asked to participate because the stream of consciousness thing is very fascinating to me, and often how I tap into my own work when I am writing words. And I think this might be done, but I'm really not sure. And I don't think they told me what to do when it was over. This is like so not my neck of the woods. It's I don't know. That's all. I don't have much else to say about it. It's just lived in many places around Western New York, and these sort of Cheektowaga / close eastern suburbs of the city of Buffalo were never one of those areas that I lived. So I very seldom find myself out this way, and so it's an interesting little jaunt. It's actually quite out of my way from the rest of my world. Yeah. I think it's over. Anyway. I'm gonna have another sip of water, because all of that coffee, it's really just the stimulants generally, really does dehydrate you. But at the same time makes you feel great. Like I'm on top of the world, but also very thirsty. I wanted to be a little bit more sarcastic for this, if I'm being completely honest, but just sort of ended up not being very sarcastic. It was quite genuine.